Why did Black Death give medieval peasants more power? Imagine a world turned upside down by a tiny invisible killer. That's what happened during the Black Death in Europe between 1347 and 1352. It wiped out about 1/3 of the population. This huge loss of life changed everything, especially for peasants who worked the land. Before the plague, peasants were mostly serfs, bound to the land and under strict control of their lords. They had little say and few rights. But after the Black Death, things started to shift in surprising ways. With so many people dying, there were fewer peasants left to work the farms. Landowners needed workers badly to keep their farms running. They couldn't afford to pay low wages anymore. Instead, they had to offer better wages and improved working conditions just to attract laborers. This meant peasants could finally negotiate their pay and terms of work for the first time. Their economic power grew because they were in demand. The labor shortage also made peasants more mobile. Some gained the right to leave their villages and seek better jobs elsewhere. This weakened the traditional feudal bonds that kept peasants tied to their lords. Prices for goods dropped because fewer people were producing them, which meant the standard of living for survivors improved. As a result, the manorial system, which kept peasants as serfs, started to fall apart. New ways of holding land appeared, like copyhold, where peasants held land under fixed agreements instead of being bound by hereditary serfdom. Laws like the Statute of Laborers tried to stop these changes by freezing wages and limiting peasants' freedom to move. But many peasants resisted these laws, leading to unrest. One famous example is the Peasants' Revolt of 1381 in England, where peasants demanded better rights and wages. The Black Death also shook the social and religious order. It made people question the authority of the church and the hierarchy they once trusted. The idea that everyone could be struck down by the same invisible force encouraged thoughts of equality and individual rights. All these changes added up to a big shift. The Black Death gave peasants more power mainly because it created a labor shortage that forced landowners to improve conditions and accept their new independence. Wages went up, peasants gained mobility, and laws tried to restrict their freedoms but often failed. This weakened the old feudal system and set the stage for a new social order. The end of feudalism was in sight, and the world was changing forever.